Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Today we're going to do this blanket. Now I've never timed myself how long, and since I don't follow any particular rules, this may end up being 2 or 3 parts because I don't want like a 2-hour video. And as you know, I'm not crazy about editing. So yeah, I guess we'll just get on with it and see where it takes us. I just wanted to thank everybody for visiting. I really appreciate you guys. If you have, as I've always said, I do what makes me happy, and I did not go to school for sewing or any of these other things I do. I've just learned along the way, and I wing it a lot. I'm one of those people that's a jack of all trades and a master of none. So if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what your opinion on this is. And I guess we will start. Now, as you know, this is I'm upcycling bedspreads and blankets to make a blanket that I can use for my bed. Also, you know the issue with the one furry blanket that I had, so that'll be the next one that will just finish off the little touches. Now, I measured my bed today, and a single bed is normally 38 inches wide and 75 inches long. Well, I measured my bed, and it's actually 1 inch shy of both dimension. So mine is 37 across and 74 going down, which 74 would be 6'2", because 6 feet would be 72 inches and mine's 74, so 6'2". Now, as you know, I'm only like 5'3", and I haven't measured myself lately. I might be even 5'2.5" or something. Because as you get older, you shrink, right? So anyways, I have my iron going. I've got my strips of material here. I brought out a new piece because this one's wider, and the two of them will be identical for the top and the bottom. Brought out my buttons, which is to go along that side, my ironing board to iron all this. And I think the first order of business will be, like this way it's already set, nothing's changing. So now I think we're going to measure it that way and cut off where it needs to be cut. So I have my, oh yeah, and I do have a side table. This is a folding table. I have another one that's a little smaller. That's like half the size. I always have a table on the side. Even though all my sewing supplies are here in this cabinet, I always have another table just to put things on, because when you're working, it's a pretty big piece. If it's a smaller piece, it wouldn't matter. But because it's such a big piece, it takes up the whole table and then some. Like I have it draped over the chair. So you really can't have, even the iron and the sewing machine, I would prefer if I didn't have it here, but it is what it is. So I like to have a side table. This has my ironing board on it and my buttons and material in that. I will bring them over here and I will be working on this table. I just noticed, let me reposition you for the blanket. So there we go. I don't know if you can see the tail end here. It is just draped over the chair because it goes all the way, like it's long, but I don't need it that long. So we're going to measure it. I'm going to leave you positioned that way because that's where we're going to be cutting. So from this end. Now, this is 5 feet right here. Now, if I go, I'm 5, let's say 5'3". So we'll go 6.5 maybe. I think 6.5 would be good. My bed is 74, which is here. So 4 inches, 6'6" is 78 inches, which will give me, maybe we'll go 80. Yeah, we'll go 80. That way I can tuck it at the head and the foot and use it as a bedspread when I'm not using it as a blanket. We'll go with 80. So now, just going to hold it there. Okay, so this is 5 feet. Because my table is not big enough, I am going to mark the 5 feet. Now this is me winging it. I'm sure a professional would do it a lot smarter way, but this is me. Yeah, it looks about right. All right, so that's 5 feet. So now I'm going to fold that end and pull. Sorry, I know this is going to be extra long because I have to reposition the camera every time. So the 5 feet is right here. So we're going to pull it just to the edge of the screen. So now we're going to take the measuring tape, another straight pin. Okay, so that's 5 feet. So this would be 7 feet. No, that would be 6, because after, oh my God, my brain's just not working today. All right, so that's 5 feet. This is 6, and this is 7. Now, where is the inner blanket? Oh, the inner blanket is over here, right here where my thumb is. So we're going to be cutting through 3 layers. Now I said my bed is what, 74? So 5 feet is 60, 74. So that 7 feet's way too long. So I'm gonna go to here, which 5 feet is 60, that's 80 inches right there. So we're gonna put a pin here, and that's where we're gonna cut it. All right, and I can take this one out, not to confuse me. Okay, so we're gonna fold it again. Now the easiest way to cut this, I'm gonna move this chair now, we don't need it anymore. Whoops, sorry. The pin is here. Okay, that's in camera. Okay, so in my opinion, the easiest way to cut this, since cutting across, you could go, zigzag and not realize it. I am going to measure it from this end. Now the inner blanket looks like it's a little off too, because it's here and it's here. But if you look at the gaps, it might be the same. All right, so now we're going to take our pins and our measuring tape. Okay, so this is 21 inches. 21 inches would put it there. And I'm not going through all 3 layers. As long as the top one is good, we're good. All right, so now this one, 21 inches, puts it there. And then 21 inches. And then I'm going to come back and go in between the pins. And then one more over here. I'm going to eyeball this one there. All right. And we take our scissors and we aim for the pin. Yes, you're supposed to use a rotary cutter, but I like using the scissors. So I'm going to pause you and I'm going to cut all the way through and then I'll be back. And we're back, and there we go. This amount has been cut off, and the inner, see? So we've cut off all this in the purple and black, and then the blue. So this is something I could use on another project. So that's done with. I don't need that piece. Now what I did do is once I got halfway, I folded this extra, made sure it was the same length, and then I didn't really follow the pins. I followed the overlap of the other half that I folded over, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, there's a bit of a wave here. This is probably where I transitioned, but that's okay. So this is now cut, and this is the size of the final product. Now we just got to finish it off so that it looks good. So now we're going to bring the ironing board, and we're going to work on the ironing board now. All right, so this is the material. And it is a double layer because I cut it from the end of the duvet cover. So I just took a ruler, measured the width as I was cutting. I just move the ruler, cut, move the ruler, cut. No, I lied. That's what I normally do. No, this time I used the idea that the weave is perfectly aligned. And so here, this is what I did over there. And you can tell because it frayed a bit on this side. So what you do, I'm going to go through both layers. You just make a small cut. Oh, this scissor doesn't like me now because I used it to cut the 3 layers on that one. Anyways, so you have a little bit of a cut and you just pull. And supposedly it'll always be straight and square. See, I cut it crooked, but then the rest was straight. It looked straight. And that's one thing about fabric. I probably cut it in too much. You probably could get away with a 1/4 inch and then just pull. So now we've got the 2 layers. Now we need to measure how wide our piece is. So our piece is, we'll say 41 inches. So 41 plus you need some to sew in, right? Because you're going to fold this and then the big fold. But you have to make a little fold so that the fraying won't come. You know, if you sew it just like this and it frays, it'll get more and more with time. But if you fold it in, then do the actual seam, it kind of saves it coming apart. So we're gonna go, I'm gonna do 43 inches. If it's too much, it's fine. We can always adjust it because we're gonna have to hem this side also, right? Because we wanted the exact width of the blanket, but because of this frayed edge, you don't want to do it like this, saying this is the comforter. You don't want to do it like this. You want to make a hem of some size. It, you know, when you're not doing it professionally, you can do any size you want. Then you fold it over, right? So it's going to go like this right on the edge. So if it's too long, what are you going to do on the other end, right? When you go to stitch, you stitch the whole thing. So we are going to do, I think I said 43 inches. So we're going to measure because we're doing the raw. So take the ironing board away because we don't actually need it right now. Let's measure the 43 inches first. And then we'll rip again. So, oh, I guess I can use the sewing measuring tape now. I use this one because the bedspread is too long. Okay, so 43 inches. Make it just a little cut right there. Yeah, my scissors don't like cutting anymore. And then you just grab it and pull. There you go. And I did it both sides, like both layers. So one's going to go at the top of the blanket, one's going to go at the bottom. And I don't need this. This is done with also. This is done with. And I don't need the measuring tape. So now we have the two pieces, and they are identical. So as long as we're sewing identical, the borders should be identical. All right, so we're going to put this one to the side for now, and we're going to do this one. So now, I don't know, this iron keeps shutting off. It's iron my daughter gave me. Oh, I wanted to show you my ironing board. Now, I got this ironing board from IKEA, along with most of the things in this house. And this is the way it comes. Or no, maybe I lied. Oh no, it says IKEA right here. It's AngelikasJournal. I don't know if you can see that. Jowl. Anyways, but it just comes, it has a hook, which is great. You can hang it up in the closet, but it doesn't have much of a padding. Like, it's like felt, but thicker, more dense, but that's all it has. And when I iron, I don't like it. To me, that's not enough padding. Okay, now the reason why I'm opening this is because it doesn't feel like it's snug enough. I feel like it should be more snug. All right, there we go. And then so you don't have the dangles, I do another tie there. And there we go. Okay. Yeah, see, this stands up more. This is the one I bent. But anyways, what I wanted to say is that I had a bigger ironing board, a full length one, but it kept collapsing. The legs, I guess in the groove here, I was having problems with the legs. It would slip all the time and it would be constantly falling. And I hated that ironing board. But the padding is the same as this. It's just, you know, this metallic material and then this felt. And so what I decided to give this more, so you don't feel these grooves that are the mesh underneath the metal, I just cut it. I measured the length and then I cut it like what is this, 3 inches extra, 2 inches, which I do plan on sewing this in at some point, if maybe, I don't know. It's not as if it needs to be pretty. So yeah, I just put it over. And you can do this with big ironing boards too. If you're buying a new one because yours is like done with, or you don't like it or something, you can always keep the cover and just double them up. It gives them more padding. I really like this idea of doubling it up. So you just, granted, see, because of this leg and the bigger one, the legs were like crisscross. So this was fine, but now it's kind of in the way, but that's okay. You work with it. And then I just cut the string shorter and I stuck a knot in there so this thing doesn't pass. And then you just tighten it. I kept this thing intact. There's the knot. If you want, you can even do a knot closer in, but it doesn't really matter. See, all this is extra, but whatever. And then there you go. Double padding. Holds the heat better, and I don't know, in my opinion, it irons better. Right? So there you go. Now, our ironing. Okay, first we're going to iron it flat. Yeah, I don't know, this iron is weird. But anyways, I have it on high, on maximum, because it is cotton. If it's like polyester or some other synthetic, you don't want it really, really hot. This is not that hot, this iron. What's that beeping sound? Maybe you have to use it with water? Okay, hold on. I also want to show you, this is my boyfriend's little baking tray. He doesn't know I have it. I use it to put the iron on. Hopefully he doesn't mind. We haven't used it for food or anything. So I figure that way all the surfaces are safe. Okay, I'm just going to go get some water and put it in the iron. See if it makes a difference. All right, so now how do we open this? I don't know my daughter's iron. This is my daughter's. She gave it to me. Mine is like really old. But mine does still work. Mine's a lot smaller too. Hers is a lot bigger. All right. Now we close it up. We set it on steam. Oh, that's not how you do it. No steam, steam. How do you do spray? I guess this is all steam. Huh. Okay. Let's see if this works. Oh, the light's off. Probably it's heating up. Whoa, nice and hot. Okay, let's see. Do I have it set for steam? I don't know. Oh yeah, you can see the steam. Good. It looks like I have to use the steam function. On mine, you have the choice. There's a little button that you have popped up for steam and it's popped down for no steam. Just like a dry iron. All right. I'm going to move a little bit over. And you have to do this with all your materials because with the wrinkle, it's not going to lay flat. So then when you measure or fold, it's not going to fold evenly because of any creases. So you always, always have to iron. Okay, so now I'm going to iron the halfway mark, like that, and iron that. Because that is the fold that's going to be up against the top of the blanket. Okay, and then we're going to do it on the other half. Like that. Whoop. You want it to be in half. There, see, it makes that nice crease. All right, then you're going to open the crease. See, you can see the crease line. So now you're going to fold this over to the crease line and then iron this side. Not good if you're wearing glasses. The steam fogs them up. I got to get that spray that is like an anti-fog thing for your glasses. Okay, so now we're going to fold the other side to the midway mark. See, you can tell here, this is the side I cut. This is the side I ripped. If you can see it, see right here, it's not very straight. If I would have ripped it, it would have been straighter, but I didn't. So now we have to compensate for that. And what I'm going to do, where is that little measuring stick I have? Okay, it's in here somewhere. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I have too much stuff in here, I tell you. Okay, so what about measuring tape? Okay, you know what? I'm going to just have to use this metal one. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure and see. This is 3 1/8. See, this is 3 3/8. And then here is 3 3/8. So this has to go more out. That's how much I'm off. There, now it's 3 3/8. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to iron it this to this half. So it's 3 3/8, and then when we fold it in half, now we're going to fold it in half, match up the sides, and then iron it again. And there we go. Now this, the material is going to go in here, and this is going to wrap around. And then you probably see about 1 inch of it only. And that's fine. So I'm going to pause the video. I am going to finish this piece, and I'm going to iron the other piece. And I will be back. right, and now we're back. So I just wanted to mention how important it is, first of all, to rip your material. Really do try that, where you cut just a little piece and then you rip it. It is so much straighter than my cutting. So much straighter. And then ironing it is really important, because the parts where I went too far, see right here, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It also happened in this one. That was there's a few places here and here. By ironing it to the point where you want it, it caused these mistakes in my cutting. See, the shorter ones are fine, but the ones that are wider, the iron actually folded them over. See? So now they're not going to be in your way when you go to sew. So really the prep it's all in the prep. And really all I have is to sew these two pieces, one on the top, one on the bottom, and then the little envelope flap there. That's what I called it. It's like an envelope. I'm going to be putting buttons on it, and then it's done. That's all there is to it. And sorry I didn't show it to you from the beginning, but I started this blanket like, I don't know, a month ago, and I just never got around to it. And also, I'm the type of person that when I decide to do a project, I he and haw over it for a long time, trying to figure out, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do with it? How am I going to get the effect that I want? Like, because I'm not a professional at this, I end up heeing and hawing over it for a long time before I actually do it. Anyways, so the third one, there is a third one I'm going to do, which I have not started. And if you're interested, I will record that, do a video on it. And that one will be from scratch, and that one's going to be a long one. I need my chair. Okay, I got to move this a bit out of the way now. There, so there's room for my chair. Oh, now what we're going to have to do is sew a little seam here. I guess I could have ironed it too, but we're just going to go with the sewing machine, a zigzag close to the edge, but not on the edge. Just a little zigzag, or you can do a straight stitch. We're going to do it just on one side on both of them, because then for the other side, we have to cut the right length in order to put it onto the blanket. So, shows it's been a while since I've done this. Okay, we're going to put it on one, and we're going to do zigzag. It's on zigzag. Or should we do a straight? No, we'll do a zigzag, and one should be good. All right. So the two threads are in the back. This is there, close to the edge, but not on the edge. Take my slippers off. They're just canvas slippers, and they don't work with a foot pedal. All right, eyeball it, and here we go. Oh, nope, needle has to go in first, in the material. Hold on. That's the way I was taught. I think it was grade 10. I took a sewing class in high school, and that's what they say. You don't hit the pedal until the needle's in, the foot is down. And when you start, you're supposed to do the reverse sewing. I ain't doing it. Well, maybe on that side, but I don't need to on this side. On this side, because it's not quite on the edge. Anyways, here we go. I did it on that side too. But I only had it go reverse. It didn't go forward. And there we go. Cut it. Look. Yeah, zigzag's nice and faint. You barely see it. All right, let's do the other one. And since I eyeball it, because the important stuff has been ironed, now I just eyeball. All right, fold it over about the same. Oh, this is, yeah, there we go. Put it under the foot. Needle goes in. And there we go. Why is it shaking like that? I have no idea. Maybe because it's on the blanket. It's not on a solid surface. I don't know. Anyway, so that part's done. Now we have to measure the length, and then we can sew it on the blanket. Okay, 1 and 2. All right, I guess we're using the construction measuring tape. And I'm going to go over here to measure. Hold this down flat along with this one. Pull a bit. So we're going to say 41 inches. So now I'm going to take a blue sewing pencil. 41 inches. I went to 42. And then we're going to pull it. Oh, actually, you know what? It's barely 42. So it should be fine. How did I manage that? Uh-oh. Did I say 41 inches? This one's only 41 and a half. I may have hemmed it too much on that side. Oh well, it is what it is. If it doesn't go all the way, I'd rather it have a gap on that side than this side. All right, so I guess this side I'm hemming very small hem. So wait a minute. Yeah, so this one's 1/2 inch and this one's like 3/4 inch. All right then, back with the sewing machine. Okay, which was which? Oh, see, if I measure it this way, they're the same length. Yeah, they're the exact same length. All right, so I think I'm just going to do, if there's a bit of a gap, it doesn't matter. Remember, I'm not a master. I'm just a, so we'll fold a little bit. We'll just say this much. I don't know if that's correct, but we're just winging it. All right, ooh. Light on. And I'm not going to back stitch just in case it bugs me at the end and I want to redo it. It will be easier to open up. All right, here goes. Whoops. Might help if I put the needle in. I forgot to put the needle in. All right, here we go. Why is it jamming? Uh-oh. Why did it do that? Oh wow, did it jam? Crinkled the material. Where is my stitch ripper? Oh. Okay, now when you use a stitch ripper, you got to be careful because you don't want to rip the material. You know what? This is going to be impossible to open. Most likely I ripped the material. I'm trying not to. There we go. All right, I think I got all the strings out. There's still one or two, but at least it's better. Undid the knot, the congestion it went through. That's what I'm calling it, congestion. It's all good. Really doesn't matter what I call it. All right, stitch ripper done. Let's try this again. All right, like 1/2 inch fold. Make sure it's parallel. Put it in the machine. Needle goes through. Strings are out the back. All right, sew and reverse. Needle is up, foot is up, cut the thread. All right, that worked better. All right then. Oh, I have the other one to do, don't I? Here we go, this one. Okay, fold it like 1/2 inch. Yeah, next time I'm going to have to measure and iron this part too, because, yeah, that was weird. All right, and here we go again. Needle up, foot up. You can tell I don't sew very often. I have to say everything I do. All right, so that's done. So now I'm going to reposition everything and we're going to sew it, one of them on the one end. Now we are going to start on this side. No, you know what? We're going to start on that side because that's the side that's going to be, like, I have a day bed kind of bed, single bed. It has like a back and then the sides, the head and the foot, and then it's only open on the front. And And because of that, I will put that, saying that it's the decorative part, that part I'm going to have at the front. So I don't want any errors. Should this not be long enough or is too long, I don't want any errors on the decorative side. So we're going to start on that side on both of them. And I think we're going to start on that because it's easier to just roll it up over here. All right, I will set up and then I will be right back. Okay, so I have pinned it. And my advice when you're pinning something this thick, I did 3 pins on this side. And yes, I put my pins going this direction. I know professionals do it this. And the reasoning, I believe, is because your pressure foot can go right up to it. And then with the ball at the end, you can just pull slide it right out, and then the machine can keep going. If you do it my way, the machine goes here, and then there's this much space for it to, mess up. So I believe that's why they do it that way. Also, if you want it, you could sew the whole thing and not take your needles out. Because they're this way, the needle will just slide off of it if it hits it. It won't break your sewing machine needle. So I believe that's it's more probable that it's that reason. Whereas like this, the needle is this way. So when your sewing needle comes to stitch, it's going to be hitting it repeatedly. And it's more likely for this to break and for that to break. Here there's less chance. That's more probable. But it is also a lot easier. But anyways, I was going to say 3 pins here. These I went this way. 3 pins. And then I went to that side and I held the end and I put 1 pin here. And then I held that pin and I held this one and I went like this. Because like this, it won't bunch up. You have it pretty straight for you to pin it. Now the back side looks like it's wrinkling, so we're going to have to constantly adjust when the foot comes close. We're going to have to make sure this is down. See, this is the part of sewing I don't like. I really don't like sewing. It stresses me out. I do sew because this looks pretty nice. You know what I mean? Clothing, you alter clothing, you need your sewing machine. So it's more of a need than a desire, but that's okay. You can't have everything you want in life. Anyway, so now I'm going to sew this side. And then, yeah, the video's getting long. It's almost an hour. So let's get this stitching done. And I don't know if this machine can do this thick of a layer. See, it's all the way up. I don't know. It might have problems. This machine was not meant to do such big work. I should have pulled out my mom's sewing machine. Hers is an old one. And it can do a lot more than mine can. All right, well, anyways, we'll give it a try. I don't know, it's not going through. Yeah, it's having issues. All right, well, let's just see how it goes. Oh, and on this, we're doing a straight stitch. We are not doing a zigzag. Oh. Do I have to have this? There we go. Okay, that's a straight stitch centered. Yeah, I want it centered. Straight. And then we'll put this just a little, actually it's thicker material, we'll leave it at 1. All right, let's try this. I don't know. It does not like the thickness already. Oh, there, that might help. There we go. Yeah, see there's teeth on the bottom here because that's how it pushes the material through. And because this is so thick, it's actually jamming in that. All right, let's just do that. Oops, see, it's not in enough. And I just realized the material's not even properly aligned. Oh well, whatever. Not my favorite job. Okay, let's try and push it through more. Okay, let's just try it and see what happens. I know this is probably not the way to sew, but whatever. Okay, here goes. Why is it jamming up? Oh my God. No, I got the string on the looped around the foot. Okay. What was that noise? This is why I hate sewing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Did it break something? No, it's stitched. Oh no, there's no thread. See? Oh my God, people. Oh, the bottom thread's there. The top one broke. Okay, I'm going to pause this. And I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. As you can tell, you can probably tell I'm stressing. I will figure this out. I'm just going to keep trying, but I'm going to have to restring it and try again. Like I said, this is very, very thick, and my machine is a $200 machine, or at least it was when I bought it. It's a Singer Prelude. I don't think it was made to go through such thick material. I used to have a Singer Tiny Tailor, which was smaller than this, but it was made of metal and it had more strength to it. And you could go through 7 pairs of jean with that thing. Well, I only went as far as 5, but they advertised they could go 7. I don't think this one was meant to go through such thick material. So I'm just going to keep plugging away at it. I'm going to keep sewing the trim. And there may be a lot of boo-boos along the way. But on the next video, I will show you the results and tell you what happened. And then on the next video, we will also start in on that white one that needs to be sewn going inwards. Yeah, so that'll be for the next video. I just want to show you how I do the trim and all that. I'll finish the trim and then I'll sew the buttons on too. I chose black, white, and gray because this is all black, white, and gray. And I'll show you the results on the next one. Sorry about that. Like I said, when it comes to sewing, I never know how long it takes me. Normally, I probably would put this aside and leave it alone for a week because it stresses me out. But anyways, I will see you on Wednesday with the next video and with the results of this one. And remember, do what makes you happy and everything else will fall into place. And yes, sometimes we do have to do things that are stressful. But once it's done, and it's happy sailing after that. Right? All right. Take care, everybody.